I'm Robby. I'm the sports editor at the La Follette Press. I started at UT. I went to the University of Tennessee, and I decided I wanted to be a journalist in high school because I really liked writing, and so went to UT, majored in journalism, worked at the Daily Beacon, the student newspaper, for 6 years while I got my bachelor's and master's. So, and then, went out into the field after that. To be honest with you, a lot of it has to do with persistence and connections. I ended up, my first sports reporting job was at the Morgan County News back in 2014. I was there for like 6 months, and one of the ways I found out about that job is somebody who I worked with at another newspaper told me about the opening, and then it just so happened that the editor of that paper at Morgan County, they went to school with me, and I had talked to them on another project. So you never know who you're going to run into, and what connections you'll make along the way. But in terms of persistence, my very first job outside of school was at the Jackson Sun. I'll tell you about that. I applied, probably during my senior year, I applied to literally 100 jobs during my second semester of my senior year. And I applied to the Jackson Sun back in, I think, February, and I didn't get an email from them until around April or May talking about an interview. So it was like, months later that I found out, and then I ended up going out there and getting a job. But it all requires, maybe going out of your comfort zone and applying for jobs that you wouldn't necessarily expect or see yourself at, and you never know what's going to happen. For sports journalism, you really have to be dogged and consistent. In my job, 5 or 6 nights a week I'm at a game. And you just kind of have to have that sort of mental drive of, for me anyway, if I'm not at a game on one night, I feel like I'm kind of letting down everybody, or I'm not doing the best job I could. When I was at the News Sentinel, I did an internship there, and a reporter there, he told me basically, you need to find reasons to do a story, don't find reasons not to do a story. And that's honestly the best advice I can give to another budding journalist is figure out a way to do that story. Don't figure out excuses to not do it. So really, it's just about consistency. It's about developing contacts so you can find out stories, about being all over your beat. That's what sports journalism is all about. Right now, my long-term goal is to stay here. Basically, really for anybody, the key would be to find something you really like doing and stick with it, because then going to work is not going to work, you're just having fun. For me right now, during the fall, I go to Friday night football. I'm looking forward to the games. I'm looking forward to going to work Friday night. A lot of people, that's not the case. When you find something like that, stay with it, and follow your path, and don't be afraid to switch things up. When I was in school, I did more news and entertainment stuff than I ever did sports. I covered UT baseball, but that was about it. And I never saw myself becoming a sports journalist until later on, and now I love it, and I wouldn't want to really do anything else right now.